People a second to file in. Couple topics we want to discuss. Couple guests that we have. Um, Going live just a few minutes early, but a lot of big news. A lot of big things going on. Give folks a second to tune in, chime in, say hello to everybody. Hopefully the notifications went out. Spokane, what's going on, man? Thanks for being a member. HPR News, what's up, cameras? All right, couple things we want to discuss. We got some guests for you today. Hi, everybody. What's going on? So first of all, congratulations to News Now, Patrick and Selena. They had a healthy baby girl. All right. I don't know if they announced the name yet, so I don't want to go ahead and be the one that breaks the name of their child. So I'm gonna keep quiet on that. Thanks for becoming a member, Spokane Accountability News Now. Listen, a lot of people are like, oh my God, I've been watching you forever, right? I'm not a member. Like, what the heck's going on? What's up, Robert Brown? Great Lakes. Listen, a member doesn't make one person, one subscriber better than the other. As people grow, the channels grow. Like, we need ways to bring in funds to continue this stuff and also give other levels of content. Like, just because we gave t-shirts, not everyone can get one or has got one doesn't make someone with a t-shirt better than someone without a t-shirt. The member tiers are just ways to get people that have more time to be more involved. That's all. What's up, Emerald Isle? So, Donna, you can go to the PayPal. You can super chat us. You can go to the PayPal, www.paypal.me/accountability for all. News New England. I have an appointment coming up tomorrow, so I wasn't able to get up there. Shoot me a message after this live stream, and we'll figure it out. But I have something Monday and then Tuesday morning, which I wasn't aware of. Hello, Alice. Rights Krispies in here. We just wanted to give people a minute to chime in. So we're gonna go over some big things. Gonna call Rights Crispy in a second. Hoosier News Now also. What's up, Ricardo Luna? Guys, guess what? There is a local YouTube channel here. One of these guys, Predator Poachers, right? And these guys, Predator Poachers, they're activists and private journalists. What's up, Frank? Thanks for being a member, man. Um, so these guys, what they do is they set people up, potential people that would prey on kids. This guy's a small activist with about 6,000 subscribers. You know what he does? He sets somebody up. Is he contacts this person and pretends to be a 14-year-old child. Who is this person? The Stowe chief of police. Guys, I haven't got permission to share his video, but if you head to Massachusetts Predator Poachers, you can see this video. This is the work that a lot of local guys are doing, right? Predator poachers are everywhere. The Florida guys actually reached out to me, and how awesome a job that they're doing. This guy's got 6,000 subscribers. He gets the chief of police of Stowe, local to us, caught up. And he's resigned and he's given himself administrative leave, and he appointed a sergeant to run the show while he's gone. Absolutely incredible. And it says local Fitchburg activist, Massachusetts Predator Poachers catches Stowe police chief on child endangerment. That's a huge deal. Local activist. And I'm so proud of him. I've never met him, never spoken to him. But phenomenal work that he's done. Phenomenal work. So you head to his channel, check him out, and show him some support. Like I said, Patrick has a child. Guys, have you checked out the thumbnail for this? He's live right now. Someone said, Hoosier News Now says saying. And there's the article, Rights Crispy posted it. Guys, so where you're from, in many places where you're from, in fact, why don't we get Rights Crispy and Hoosier News Now on the phone so we can discuss this all together, because I want their input on this. They're kind enough to take time out of their day. Subscribe to both their channels. All right, hold on. So let's get Hoosier News. We're going to get Rights Crispy on first, and we're going to patch Hoosier News Now in. Rights Crispy, what's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? I just got out of the shower. Was wondering if anybody timed it. I'm trying to break your record.
Yes, I take hour-long showers, and people normally stand outside the door with a stopwatch. I'm gonna patch in Hoosier News now. 1 sec, all right, bro?
Right on.
Hold on, guys. Now we're gonna get Hoosier News now in here. Hopefully this works out beautifully. You there, Rights?
Yes, sir.
All right. See if we can get Hoosier News now in here. Make this.
What's up, man?
What's up? You're on with me and Rights Crispy and 125 people.
Well, I just got off my flight and they didn't even give me any peanuts in first class, so you got to talk to American Airlines.
Guys, this guy's giving me a hard time because what he does is he likes to fly first class as an auditor, and I would never do that. So that's why Hoosier News Now is that what you're talking about? How you love to fly first class?
No. I don't. I upgrade for free because of my look. You have to pay $90.
What are you talking about? Are you outing me right now? Guys, so Hoosier News Now is on the phone. So is Rice Crispy. Share, like, and subscribe to both their channels. Both of them have a very special bond to me. When I had a no-name number 1 or number 2 leave me stranded, both these guys came to my rescue. Now, after no-name number 1 left me, flights were so cheap, I wanted to upgrade to first class. And Hoosier News Now was like, no, don't do it. I know he's a pilot. I know the type of plane you're flying on. There's no difference between first class and regular. And I was like, you know what? I've never been, so I'm treating myself right now. I'm paying the extra $90. And even the guy that was booking the flights was laughing at me. So I'm like so excited. I'm going to be the first person called on the plane. I was the only person called on the plane. Secondly, they suspended the peanuts in the drink service. I was in a giant G5 by myself. So I've gone on Hoosier News Now's live stream, and I always blow him up by saying, why is a civil rights activist flying first class? But he outed me. I'm the one that flew first class. So
he paid $90 for no peanuts and no water.
$90 for no peanuts. So you're saying I did even worse.
An air filter up there. It's a rarefied air filter. It just comes out more rarefied up front.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
I was the only one on the airplane, so I guess he got a private flight for an extra $90.
Guys, I almost argued with the flight attendant.
On Hoosier News Now, and great work with the captain up there in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. You guys have been working together. You and Captain Awesome.
Absolutely. Love him. I love him. Rogue Nation coming down. Yep, absolutely.
So what are you seeing out there, Hoosier? Like, people are thinking that the government says, hey, listen, you guys have to stay home, and everyone's staying home, and the entire country is just so afraid of this virus, they've sacrificed their liberty for security, and they're just happy to stay home. Is that what you're seeing at these protests?
Well, there was probably, I'd say at least 3 to 4, maybe 500 people there, and out of all those people there, I'd say 1% had on masks. Most of them were media. And everyone else, they were shaking hands, giving hugs. It wasn't fist bumps or elbow bumps. It was handshakes and, hugs and hello and good to see you and, all that kind of thing. So, from my point of view on that, and of course you're going to get the haters and you're going to get the people that comment, or we had some people walk by, some millennials is what I'm going to call them, because they were absolutely, obviously young.
And you're 158, so that's close.
Did they look angry for no good reason? Were they just angry at just being angry?
They were,
because they know they're inheriting shit.
Sure, and and they were just screaming out things, go home, put your masks on, but they were like a foot from each other. They were telling us to be 6 feet apart and social distance, but they were walking down the sidewalk like almost hand in hand. Like,
what are they doing? Ask them, are they media?
Oh well, I mean,
Do they have press credentials? I'm just
no, right, you know. But as far as I can tell, you know, the people that were out there, they were really upset. They were not. They want to get back to work. They want to get, you know, they want to, you know, go on with their lives. They don't want to be, you know, held down anymore. You know, there was some people that were saying, you know, hey, we should be able to govern our own health. If you want to quarantine the sick and the people that want to come in because they feel sick and they want to be tested, fine, do that. But don't make other people sacrifice their lives for a few. You know, millions of people are now, they can't pay their rents, right? They can't, you know, $1,200 is not gonna keep people going very long, you know. Especially, and I'll tell you this: I went to Walmart the day people got those stimulus deposits, and people were not buying food. They were not buying supplies. I saw many people buying 50, 60, 70-inch flat screen TVs. How is that going to keep you going when, you know?
Well, listen, the flat screens are so they can watch Rice Krispie, Hoosier News Now, and Accountability for All on a much bigger platform.
I hope so, you know, but that is the mentality of a lot of the people when they get the free money from the government, right? Now, I don't know what their situation was, whether they were always getting free money from the government and they're just like, oh, well, you know, they'll give me another check next month, right? I'm not gonna put them into that category, but that's what it kind of looked like to me. They didn't care, and they had, you know, 4, 5, 6 children in tow, right? But they're buying a 50, 60, 70-inch flat screen TV.
It's an essential TV.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
we gotta keep the PlayStation kids going, and we gotta be able to watch, you know, our Kardashians that are so important in this world, right?
What's up, Record America?
So,
Well, here's a great point, right? And this is why I wanted to get your feedback and see how people are reacting, because the thumbnail of this video, I happen to be watching TV, and I see that now in Mass, you have to have a funeral with 5 or less people. I think that's the number, 5 or less people. And all over the country, people are saying, you know, like Nomad, like he can't even have a decent funeral. People aren't able to get out of the cars. You can only have 4 or 5 people that can pull up. I mean, this is a funeral. It's not a drive-through. However, social distancing is super important. Boston Police's first officer has passed away because of COVID-19. And as everyone should be practicing social distancing, they had a huge procession for this guy. It shows citizens by the 100. It shows a line of like 30, 40 officers all giving their salute. It's like, so who is this COVID actually affecting, and why do we not get equal rights? Like, I see that cops, you know, they'll be right on top of each other. They won't be wearing masks. They won't be wearing gloves. When there's funerals, they won't obey social distancing. They'll come in droves. But we, the people, have to hide scared in our home. And then we should just be, you know, placated with a small stimulus check so we can go buy a big screen TV. I mean, Rice Krispie, how are people reacting? I mean, I was down in Florida. How are people reacting in your neck of the woods to this?
Well, we just had a shop owner, business owner, who was thrown in jail for opening up his business, trying to survive. Pinellas Park, a business owner in Pinellas Park, is facing charges after violating the county safer at home orders, according to the sheriff's office. He ignored previous warnings and continued to operate his business, kitchen table games. How many people are buying board games right now to go play at home with their kids so they don't go nuts? That's essential, man.
Absolutely, and people are like, some people don't understand that.
In the GameStops and stuff. But also, I want to say, Record America went live from the Washington State Capitol today, and the media is reporting 4,500 people were there.
That's huge. So, so it's people are thinking that like only us activists are going out and filming during this. Record America says a marketer's first suite. Haven't been there though. We're at the visit. So she's in here. If anyone has questions, we can ask them. But people are thinking that, you know, Americans are just happily staying home. They're not protesting their government. Lamestream media is putting on this show that we stand together, we stay home, we stay safe. Record America says 4,500 last I heard. But from what I'm seeing, the states have traveled from your feedback, from watching these protests, and thank you so much for being out there. that's not the general perception of the people. The people are sick of it. The people are losing their homes, they're losing their jobs, they're losing their livelihood, and we're getting $1,200 stimulus checks while the government is in complete control. And it's we the people have a duty to understand that we do have freedoms. And this guy wanting to open his doors, like, that reminds me of some Revolutionary War shit, like pre-1776, where the government said, no, don't open your business. And the guy said, fuck you, it's my business and I need to provide for my family. He opened his doors and then they locked him away and buried him away somewhere.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that happened here.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah. Well, to get back to you said, you had that fallen officer, right? We had one here 2 weeks ago, and they had a huge funeral, for her. So, of course, she was shot in the line of duty. But I mean, that what does that matter, right?
Stephen Jenny.
Yeah. The do as they say as they do thing is the point. It's not the gloss of life, Of course,
yeah. I mean,
that's one thing, but they don't conflate the two. That people will conflate the two. They love to do that. They want to be able to play your heartstrings and make you seem like you're wrong, just because they're trying to justify it with, but it was in the line of duty. Yeah, a lot of people are dying alone without their family members because they're keeping them away from their family members in the last moments. That's messed up.
Well, yeah, in the
double standard.
Yeah. I know a few that haven't been able to go and see their parents in a nursing home because of this, right? They're all locked down and quarantined, and they can't get in to see their loved ones. You're right. You're absolutely right. But the double standard is it's okay for the government to go out, like you see in my videos, interaction with police, and this is just in the last few days. None of them are wearing masks. None of them are wearing gloves unless it's serious.
Yeah, I'm on the accountability for all videos. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to glove up because they want to glove up and put their hands on you.
Yeah, see, that part throws me off. When they put their gloves on, it's normally because they want to, physically assault me. Now they just want to keep their distance, so it throws me off. But we're seeing this. This reminds me of when all these terrorist attacks happened in 2011. And, it was all over the news, and Americans said, hey, listen, I will give up all my freedoms. You can search my shit at the airport. You can do whatever you want in the name of freedom, and I'll stay home in my house. I'll cancel my cruise. I'll cancel everything. And people are doing the same thing now. The only difference is, in 9/11, we could see the enemy that we were fighting, and now we can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, speaking of enemies we're fighting, I got to jump in again on that breaking news you just dropped on us. The Stowe police chief, and great work to that Predator Poachers Massachusetts. I'm trying to hook up with Predator Poachers Central Florida. Actually, not just me, the whole Bang crew. We all want to meet up with them and help them out and see if maybe we can catch a couple ourselves, because my county right now. My county is the number 3 county for sex trafficking in the United States. So they catch them, we catch them.
I'm going to show everyone the channel. I can't show the video just because I haven't gotten permission from the owner, but I'm going to pull it up on the screen just so everyone can see who we're talking about. It's important to give credit. Yeah, you posted the link, which is perfect. If you could post that link again, so anyone that's watching can take a peek at that. And I'm going to pull up this guy's channel, just so everyone can see who we're talking about. I almost want to play the video just so folks can take a look and see what we're talking about. I want to say I don't think he would mind, but I also don't know this person, and I don't want to plagiarize their work. But let's take a peek.
Why not, Josh? You take credit for everything else everybody does.
only when it makes me look good, you piece of shit.
Hey, no, I get it. It's just the opposite. This dude gave me so many props this last trip he took down here. Hey, look at what writes Chris. He whipped you guys into shape. That was funny, man. I thank you for that.
Hey, listen, I will take credit for anything as long as it makes me look good. That's what I will do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you credit, Josh. You've done me solid a bunch of times, and given me advice, and
stop
I
it!
Appreciate it all.
Stop it! Hold on.
Stop it!
All right, let's pull this. Predator. No, it's Predator Poachers. POAC. Right, let's check it out. Okay, so here's the channel, guys. I'm going to flip this around so you can take a look. Now, he's live right now, all right? So if you want...
Oh, I told you that.
Yes, you did. I'm taking credit for it, though. So, guys, here it is. Predator Poachers, Massachusetts. There's the subscribe button. I'm not subscribed yet, but I surely am now because he's an activist doing some great work. Going to set the notification bell to always. And this, you know, he was the one that broke this story. You know, we'll give a little bit of traffic to his channel. It's a quick video. I'll show it real quick.
Look at the creeps they find. Look at that guy right there. That's probably
Period of time, she managed to cover about 2 miles. Tonight she's home, safe and sound.
So this is the child. Oh, here we go. So here's the messages that he actually shows.
Wow.
So he's been in contact with this guy, and this is the police chief saying, you know, would you want to meet somewhere at a store first? I totally understand today. So they're talking back and forth. How disgusting this is. And that this is what he's doing. Hi, Alex. My name is Mark. Sure, you can let me know either tomorrow or Wednesday. So he's actually in contact with this guy. And then if you skip ahead, finally, he gets face to face with this guy. All right. So he's not giving his location. And guys, it's dangerous. He might not know he's taking on a police chief. But this is dangerous. He could have got shot doing this. The cop could have said anything he wanted.
Planted a gun.
Hey,
Planted a gun.
man?
Here it is.
Got a couple questions. Who you here to meet, bro? Who you here to meet?
At lunch.
Your name's Mark, right?
Might be, I don't know.
Yeah, I think your name's Mark. Who you here to meet, Mark? You talking to who? Bill? Do you want to be honest with me? I'm for my safety and yours. I don't want you to say I harmed you, and vice versa. So do you want to just answer some questions and be truthful and honest? Who am I? I'm an activist. What I do is I go online and I pretend to be an underage boy, and I catch people preying on young boys. You know who you were here to meet. You can delete it already. I screenshot everything.
Uh-oh.
So I know who you were here to meet. But I ask you again, do you want to be honest and truthful? Oh, that's fine.
He's out of there. See you later. He's out of there.
All right, guys, this is Tim from Gardner. This is Mark. You're going to be plastered all over the internet. Sure, I'm sure it says you're married, too. I'm sure you got kids. Hey, guys, he was online. He came on to meet a fucking 14-year-old off the internet for sex. Disgusting.
Look at the shame in his face.
The police know what I do already, so your shit's going to get turned in.
And
Yes,
little
sir.
did he know at this point during this whole interaction. Now, guys, please go to Predator Poachers, Massachusetts. And you know what? He's live right now. You want to jump off my live stream and go to his and let him know that accountability for all and that you appreciate his work. You can go ahead and do that because it's important that, like, this is another safe. This guy probably didn't just meet his first child.
Here's his link. I'm putting it in the chat. The last one is for Predator Poachers Central Florida. That's another one.
Okay, yeah. So there's what is there? There's a whole bunch of them in each
Yeah,
state,
they're like
right?
News Now. Predator Poachers is like News Now. You know, like all over the place.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I mean,
Yeah,
I have no evidence, but I'd venture to guess that that's not his first time going to meet a child.
No, for sure.
Oh,
and that's,
absolutely not.
I mean, that's not the only way he's done it before. He's probably taken some kid away from some family and done it.
Well, here's the really serious and sad part is that the day before he had found and rescued a 2-year-old girl that had been missing. Makes you beg the question, what happened? Hopefully nothing for that little girl's sake, but this is just absolutely disgusting. And here's the thing. Someone called me last night, Kermit420. I believe I spoke to both you guys about this. His brother was arrested. What's up, Tony? His brother was arrested on his property, and I called the jail because they weren't releasing any charges or bail information. And the dispatcher was being a real pain in the ass. So she was like, I can't listen to both you guys talk. And I was like, well, you're a 911 emergency dispatcher. You can't listen to two people at once. You're going to find the next task I give you extremely difficult. And she goes, what's that? I said, well, to please go fuck yourself. But it's okay. I said that. I said, please afterwards. But, you know, I told her, I was like, please make sure you don't kidnap any other citizens today. And she said, police don't kidnap citizens. Okay, so they rape teenage boys and kidnap them, but not, so I guess they're not citizens. Like, this is why people have to wake the fuck up and see what's going on in their communities.
You know how you can, like, also the Poor Dirt Farmers channel, he posts like 3 or 4 a day of cops that most of the time it's some atrocious crap like this, because the thin blue line wouldn't cover up for that. Oh, you shot a guy in the back for running away from you because he didn't listen? That's fine. We'll cover for you. You diddled the kid? Throw him to the wolves.
Yeah, when he shoots that person in the back, I'm surprised they don't rule the cause of death as COVID.
And I was just going to say the same thing about the, you know, it's the blindness of the thin blue line sickness is what it is. It's like they just let that stuff go because, oh, well, you're talking about an officer, and I have to back him because of the thin blue line. It's sick. It's absolutely 100% sick.
Well, where does it start and where does it end? Because I don't know, Rice Krispie, how many times have you asked a cop their name, they won't give it to you, and you turn to their partner and you say, what's his name? And they say, I don't know, you'll have to ask him. How many times has that happened?
Yeah, so many. Yeah, countless.
You know, so...
just like my Kroger video, right, where they threw that kid to the ground because he wanted to be arrested, right? Yeah, I don't know whether you watched it or not, but he was asking for help from the EMTs, and they wouldn't take him unless they arrested him. So he went ahead and got arrested. Well, I asked the officer his name. Well, we don't have badge numbers. Okay, well, I asked him what district he was from or what station he was at, and he didn't answer. And I asked the other 2 officers, and they didn't answer. They just ignored me. So it's a thin blue line. Well, we can't tell you that because you're a peon, and we have badges and we have guns, so we're special. You know.
Absolutely, man. That's normally the way that it goes. What's up, everyone that's just tuning in? We got Rice Krispie on the phone. We have Hoosier News Now. Share, like, and subscribe to both these guys. We have a little bit of a Three Musketeers brotherhood because we all share something very special in common. We all have a no-name 1 or a no-name 2 that left me in their lives, right? So, and not by choice either.
Right, it's not named number 2 because number 2 is pretty much what happened there.
Yes, yes. So Rice Krispie was like, he's setting up. He's setting up travel itineraries and checking in with me, giving me places to go, and Hoosier News Now. And for all those who say, like, because they're listening to No Name Idiot number 1, oh, he's got his wallet. Of course, when we break up, right, we're no longer working together. Now all of a sudden I have my wallet. Hoosier News Now was present at the airport. I had no wallet. I had to go through an additional screening process where I was like there for like 25, 30 minutes, and this woman from TSA is asking me questions and relaying those questions and answers to the supervisor that was on the phone. I did not have my wallet, and I'm glad I didn't because she was hot. Did you see her, Hoosier?
I wanted to get in line next to you just so I could be touched up by her.
I almost told them that I like when they say like those stupid announcements, they're like, please do not leave your bag unattended. If you find an AK-47 in your bag, you should probably report it to police. Like all these things that we already know, it's just a stupid announcement. I almost said like, I left my bag unattended just so she could pat me down.
Actually, you did, but...
I was already on first class by then. Becky O says, hi, Rice Krispie. She says, I've been wanting to meet Rice Krispie for a long time.
Well, you've met a bang member already. I think we had Eyes on the State gave you a ride one night. He picked you up, you and your dog. How's Gotti doing, by the way? Give me a 1 if he's cool.
Give him a 1 if Gotti's good. Last time I spoke to her, Gotti was, she said Gotti's good. We got, we got Rob Tampa, Florida accountability in here.
Yeah, you were Rob. He was shouting out his friend who is Predator Poachers Central Florida. I guess they're asking him for help because it is a dangerous job. And you know what? None of these child sex trafficking rings work without police involvement. They all have police involvement. And you could bet here in the number 3 county in the U.S. I mean, the sheriff's department here lost 200 kids. They're missing out of their custody. Just disappeared.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I've been watching the Predator things for years on Facebook, and they've been censored. They've been taken down off of Facebook, and a lot of them were over in like England and in the UK and all that. And they're really, I mean, they really get into it. They call them out right in front of
Do
them.
one of you guys have speakerphone on? Because I'm getting feedback through the microphone.
No, I have a Bluetooth headset on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better. Maybe it's me. I'll take credit for being an asshole. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I was unsubscribed from Justin Payne. I had to resubscribe then.
Why? What happened there?
Payne.
Right?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened with him?
Oh, you guys know Justin Payne, right?
I'm familiar with the name.
Yeah. He goes after them. No, it's just the same old thing that's happened with a whole bunch of channels that I was subscribed to. They just unsubscribe me because they're trying to, keep their numbers down. Now, the Tile guy that I subscribed to 2 years ago when I was remodeling my bathroom, and I haven't watched him in 2 years, he's still on my list. They don't unsubscribe me from him. What's up with that?
Yeah.
People don't understand that, I used to manage restaurants, and I would have to bring my own food, and people were like, dude, you work at a restaurant, you can get free food, why the hell aren't you eating the food? You get sick and tired of eating where you work. It's the same thing with YouTube. Sometimes, we are consumed in our work, we just don't have time to watch other channels, and we do our best to share their work, like everyone here is doing tonight, but, I mean, it's not a negative reason. Thanks, Demonic Cop Watch.
Yeah, we'll work together, brother.
People were, so Demonic Cop Watch, he's in Florida. Here's the thing. I think that I need to come back to Florida. I want to thank all the people in here because we have multiple auditors, multiple activists. We got Record America, Ebor Rob, Demonic Cop Watch, Becky O, Clutch Nasty. If I forgot you, I didn't forget you. American Audits, Becky O. These people are out here. We're all acting as a community. So we need to widen. This gap is really wide. We need to close that gap. And I think the only way to do that is for everyone to put a 1 if they want Rights Crispy. James Richards, what's up, man? If they want Rights Crispy, Hoosier News Now, and Accountability for All to all meet up. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Anybody else who wants to come to Florida, you get the same treatment. We're going to support you. We lift each other up. We're no drama. And please don't get so scared of our trolls. They're harmless. You just got to know how to get them.
Your trolls are trolls on steroids. They don't live under bridges. They are the bridges. They hide in fucking light poles and shit.
I posted comments I got a death threat. I got a death threat from one, and I posted it on my community page, and then everybody went to his page and just started on the comment and just started giving him hell for it.
Listen, I had someone come into my home. But you got to listen to the. Go ahead, Rights Crispy. Let us know the story of the Florida trolls on steroids.
Oh, no, you just got to know they're kryptonite, and I really like to, keep them a secret. I don't.
Okay, so I won't say anything else, but just give me a true or false. Okay, true or false? Florida trolls have monitored people's homes from telephone poles. True or false?
Yes, for over 6 hours. I think they are. Yeah. Over 6 hours. Yeah.
We will leave it at that. That's Rights Crispy's story to tell, but if you go to Florida and you're auditing, there's a chance that someone could stake you out for over 6 hours from a telephone pole. I bet you this guy's kids are probably sliding up and down the pole too. That's why he got so good at it.
No kidding. That's crazy.
But,
it happens.
so tell us about Rights Crispy. Tell us about Bolt Action News Group, because before Florida, I was subscribed to News Now South Florida. I was subscribed to you. I knew nothing about Bolt Action News Group until I started getting more familiar with things. Tell us about Bolt Action News Group, how people can find you, and what you guys do.
Yeah, actually, every Saturday we have a live panel. Bolt Action News Group, we have 5 members, BANG members. BANG, Bolt Action News Group. We're kind of proud of that acronym. But there's Rogue Nation. He's Captain Awesome. Myself, News Now South Florida, GA the Gladiator Auditor, and Eyes on the State. All those guys have contributed to putting together this team. I just thought, I saw them all working together, and I said, hey, you guys want to start something like, PinX, so we could tell people who we work for and stuff. And, I'm the editor-in-chief, so whenever anybody is out, especially now, if you're an auditor and you have my number, you go ahead and tell them that you work with Bang, Bolt Action News Group and all. Let them know that not to mess up and violate your rights. Hopefully they'll take our word for being legitimate journalists, which we are.
You are, and you guys aren't just doing the auditing. You're opening up a much wider door and letting a lot of different genres in because, I watched it last night. I was lucky enough to be in the panel for a few minutes and hear what these guys had to say. They're talking about things they're not just talking about what's going on in time right now. They're talking about how history has led up to a point where we're at right now that has helped facilitate this. And they're backing it up by evidence and multi-different viewpoints. And then they're merging civil rights activism and patriotism into it. And it's from a very unbiased standpoint, because when you watch one news station versus another, they're going to be pushing their agenda. These guys are just pushing the facts. So if you're not subscribed, you have to check out Bolt Action News Group. They go up every Saturday at, is it 9 p.m.?
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States Eastern Time.
And you guys might even be able to get in on the panel, which is awesome because I learn something every single day. And, it's great. You can teach other people things. You can learn things yourself. They're super interactive. And on YouTube, like right now, I'm jimmy rigging this, right? I got a phone right here. I got both these guys on 3-ways. These guys do it as professional as possible. They spare no expense to it because they want to give you the best interactive experience. Could you, Rights Crispy, post a link to the Bolt Action News Group, or could one of the moderators post that?
Sure.
And Hoosier, what's going on with you, man?
Even trolls who want to be educated. It's not going to happen in the comments section. Come on that panel if you dare. And
if you dare. And you've had some trolls on there, haven't you?
Yeah, this guy's, I'm trying to help you because I believe you are incorrect about the Constitution and regulation. I'm like, look, buddy, this is something we all have the right to. Yeah. Everybody can do this. And freedom of speech is one thing. And a lot of times people conflate those two because it's under the same amendment, but freedom of the press is the one, like, I'm not yelling out saying something when I'm sitting in the back corner of the post office. I'm not saying anything. Nobody engages me, I won't engage them.
There we go. There's the link. There's the link to Bolt Action News Group, guys. If you look under Spokane Accountability. So, and here's the thing, right? So you have a very special relationship, I'm going to say, to the Constitution. You were in the Marines, weren't you, man?
Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps.
Well, listen, I know people probably do this all the time, but I want to thank you for your service. And I often say that, I can spot someone who is in the military. And usually the guys that were in the military and become cops, they absolutely forget about the oath they swore to defend. And I always say that you went from the right uniform to the wrong uniform, meaning you went from being a Marine to being in the wrong uniform because you're not in a uniform at all. And if we had folks like you wearing that badge, there'd be a lot more liberty. There'd be a lot less worries about security. So I thank you for your service, and the AFA Army thanks you for your service.
Thank you, man. And thanks, Spokane, for putting up that link. The uniform, I think we're all different channels, but we have a uniformity. We do uphold our constitutional rights and teach other people who don't know it. That's what we're doing.
The frauditor uniform.
Hoosier News Now. American Audit says, anyone have any advice for a newbie? What advice do you have for American Audits just starting out?
Just get out there and pick up a camera, and even if you have to do it from afar and you don't want to be right up in, what the heck, man?
Yeah, you're getting that feedback, right?
Yeah. Is that me?
I don't know.
I don't know what
It's not on my end because I got a clear signal on it. Go ahead, try now.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Yeah, just pick up a camera. Like I said, even if it's from afar, you don't have to get right up in the action to get content. If you're not comfortable with getting up into the action, that's okay. Do it from a distance. I just say get out there and do it. Don't be shy to do it. But you also have to get in touch with people in the community. Like I had a few others share my videos, and then it started to kind of blow up even more and more. And then I got in with a few more popular auditors, Josh included.
Oh, I'm popular for once in my life? Holy smokes.
What?
You just called me popular.
Who don't know?
Well, you got 38,000 subs. When I first started talking to you, I think I was at like 36, right, or somewhere around there. Now I just topped 6,000. I've got another video up that's going almost viral now. In like 22 hours, it's got 23,000 views.
That's huge. That's huge because I got my video from yesterday only reached about 10K and I got almost 40,000. That's why this community is huge. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Send me an email, josha1487@gmail.
You were asking advice for somebody that wants to go out. I say number one is call a lawyer. Talk to a lawyer like I did. I called the Pawlowski Law Group, Vince, at megajustice.com. Go ahead and call them. They'll be happy to give you some advice. And they'll probably tell you the same thing they told me, is whenever you go out and record, it might end up in front of a jury. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely. So what would you, Rights Crispy, what would you say, what advice would you give people to stay away from? So we're giving people advice on what they should do. What advice do you have for what they shouldn't do?
Don't lose your cool. Don't let people run space in your head, and the only power they have is your reaction.
Then the police have had a little bit of power over me because sometimes I lose my collective shit.
And I've had to keep my mouth shut too. You get into that point that you're dealing with stupidity looking you right in the face, and you see they're lying to you, right? But they just keep spewing and spewing and spewing, and it's like people say, "Oh, just stop talking." Stop. It's hard to do when you're standing right there in front of them, right?
Absolutely. So listen, Hoosier, you were at a protest. I was just Amagan Suppress just popped in. I was just watching his live stream.
An American Audit.
What up, Amagan?
So they're doing the same thing. And the rally that he was at, there was a shit ton of people, and these cops, they just could not keep their distance. And even when he was polite to them, they still had to be aggressive. They still had to give that last directive. It seems like they're definitely not worried about protecting people. They just still, through this COVID thing, they want to just maintain control. And then, AV Watchman, he's live. Everyone that I'm watching live is banding together saying, fuck this.
Yeah. These protests that have gotten out there now, and if people are watching, especially these activists and auditors, man, they're watching and they're going live more. They're doing more stuff. They're getting the word and stuff out there to the people that. Our subscribers aren't completely asleep, and I'm not going to put them down, but it's also getting out there to their friends, right?
Right.
Who are asleep and don't seem to understand that. Oh, let's just go about our daily lives, and the government's going to take care of us. The government is our hero. Well, no, it's not. It's not supposed to be that way.
Right.
But
use your check to buy seeds and honey.
Yeah.
And chickens.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I grow my own vegetables in my own garden.
That's because you're 150 years old. So let me tell you real quick. So if you haven't seen him,
Go there. You want to go there?
so Hoosier News Now is awesome, right? He open carries, he's great. But here's the thing. He looks like he's 20, but he's like 195. I told him last night he'd be the perfect wingman because he's young enough looking to help bring some girls home, but he's old enough that he'll be in bed by 5 p.m. after eating a pudding.
Yeah, Yeah, well, some of us, the fountain of youth only works so much. You have, when you use it and you drink it, it takes your energy away, but it brings your, brings your looks and everything back to in your 20s. So that's a good thing.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm getting a shit ton of feedback on this phone, so I'm going to wrap this up. I would like to say to everyone, thank you so much, first of all, Wrights Crispy and Hoosier News Now for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Huge fans of the both of them. You have to subscribe. Go to Wrights Crispy, right? Hit subscribe. And here's the thing. After you subscribe, you're not going to get all of his notifications unless you hit the always button. Make sure you set your notification bell to always. The same with Hoosier News Now. Check out his channel. He's relatively new at this, and he's absolutely slaying it. So go to Hoosier News Now, Wrights Crispy. Make sure you set the notification bell to always. And remember, if anyone does anything wrong anything right in the auditing community, I'm taking credit for it. And if they did something wrong, it's probably Hoosier News Now's fault.
Probably. I'll take credit for that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem.
And thank Udo also for watching from Germany. In Deutschland, it's schlecht right now. Things are bad over there.
Udo, hey man, hey listen, we really appreciate you guys watching from all over the world. The one thing that makes us a community, and I've said this before, is, if a telemarketer in Boston gets fired, a telemarketer from Florida isn't going to come have his back. In this community, whatever state I've went to, city I've went to, I've had great folks like Hoosier News Now, Chuck Bronson, Wrights Crispy, that are always there in my corner. And this isn't just a U.S. thing. This is a we the people that's a global thing. We're all standing up and we're saying, you know what? We can do this as a people because, we can beat tyranny. If they're fearing us, then we're instituting liberty. Guys like Amagansett Suppress, all the people that are out there that are on sidewalks fighting for your freedom and that are putting themselves in danger, like Massachusetts Predator Poacher. This isn't an easy job, and you have to thank your local guys who do it. So thank you, everyone. If you're from the U.S., if you're from the other side of the country, thanks to all our service members like Wrights Crispy, and we really appreciate everyone backing us up, and there's nothing wrong with supporting all the auditors out there. I encourage it, even if it's somebody I don't like and you're one of my subs, go to their channel, because we only beat the tyrants if we're patriots. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Guys, awesome. I'm huge fans of Hoosier News Now and Wrights Crispy, and we got them both on at the same time. It's tough right now. But thank these people. You got Amagansett Press. He's out there and he's going up against these cops that care nothing about their narrative. Okay. You got Record America. She's out there. News Now South Florida. Wrights Crispy. You got Hoosier News Now. Chuck Bronson. We're in the thick of it. And you know what the common denominator for all this is? That the government wants you to think, the mainstream media wants you to think that everyone's at home. And everyone is perfectly happy and fine being home. That's not the case. I saw a sign in one of the Indiana protests where it says, all workers are essential. And that's absolutely right. All workers are essential. You know why? Because it is essential that we as an American people, whether we work at McDonald's, we're a first responder, we are all first responders. We all have families to take care of. And our work is essential. It might not be essential to making the government feel placated, but we are essential to making sure that we keep food on the table. You know what I mean? That we are able to do the right thing for our kids. No Name Audits, it was just in here. And you know what he said? He goes, profiting off of Nomad. He was one of my close friends, and I am one of the few people that don't have a fundraiser going for him. However, the fundraisers that he does have, I've donated to one of them, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Jack Miller's running an excellent GoFundMe campaign right now. He's directly in contact with Nomad's dad. Jamie from Granite State, I think it's paypal.me/Granite State Audit, not audits. That money's being sent directly to Nomad's kid's mom. And let people like No Name do what they want. No one's watching him. Now, here's the thing. He said, I shared a video, from this guy, Gary something, where No Name and Glenn pretty much admit to both leaving me and then to trying to sell my location. I share one of his videos. He winds up doing a video talking shit about Nomad. So I deleted the videos I shared, even though they proved what a scumbag No Name was. I deleted them because more so I support Nomad in this community. So No Name goes on his live stream and he says, oh yeah, well Josh shared one of his videos and this guy talks shit about Nomad. Look at his newest video. No Name did an interview with this guy and he cop-sucked. He cop-sucked a snowflake. And then he's in Masshole reports telling them that the cops are great. The cops are all friends, not foes. And then he says he spends 20 minutes showing his FOIA request from Texas. You guys will remember that one. He was assaulted and then he ran away. I had to go back with a pregnant girl to deal with it because he ran away. One of 3 times he ran away. When I got arrested, he ran away and went live from behind a dumpster. And this time, when he was a victim, he ran away. How he times my showers like a weirdo. Okay? So we know he runs away. But here's the other thing, guys, right? He says, Josh is a rat. Josh called the police on me, and he said that I'm harassing him. He's so stupid, he believes anything the trolls tell him. I've never reported him to the police. This is fact. You guys can fact check that. I have not reported him to any law enforcement agency. However, he's saying, Josh reported me. He's a rat. Fucking rat. You just spent 20 minutes explaining how you're pursuing charges against a government employee in Texas. But I'm a rat because a troll said I did something I didn't do. These are the people that are a fucking plague on this community. But you know what? My fault. I created them. By the way, your sub count hasn't risen like one little fucking bit. I'm not doing so great either. I'm only getting like 300 to 400 a day. Anyways, really appreciate everyone that came on What's Up American Audits. Really want to thank the people that came on to talk to us today. The people that are out there making a difference and the people that are essential and important. Okay. Notice this, right? I've not gone into any of No Name's chats or his live streams. It's not even set to subscription. Notification bell is definitely not active. Darren Rossborough, what's up, man? So this is what he has to do to try and get people to know who he is. Well, we're not going to give you that anymore. I gave you my audience, and then you spit in their face. So crawl back under the unshaven, unbathed hole. You spent so much time monitoring me shower, you figured you would have learned how to fucking take one yourself. The shower doesn't have a restraining order on you. You can go in there. So we appreciate everybody. And just know this. Everyone is essential. You are all essential workers. Anthony M. Hold on a sec. We got to fix that. Anthony M., I thought you had a mod. Is this a different account? Anyways, you guys are all essential. Don't let anyone tell you different, especially not the government. All right? We all have an intricate part to play, okay? And just because the government says that we don't, that doesn't mean shit. We are all essential. Hold on one sec, guys. I have to make sure that one of my mods is still a mod on here. So hold on 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Checking the mod list, making sure he's still on there. Hold on. I didn't remove him, so I don't know why he wouldn't be on there, but let's just take a peek. Bear with me while I do this, guys. He's still on there. Different Anthony M. Okay, cool, man. Very similar name. So please, guys. Thank you, Udo. Appreciate that. And, we need to band together. We absolutely have to. It is imperative. Because the rights we don't exercise today, we can lose tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out the whole panel thing. I am not good at that, so I need to speak to the professionals, and I had one of them on the phone. You know, please know you're essential, and don't if you've lost your job or something, please do not spend your money on a flat screen TV. Get some goddamn groceries, a quarter pound of Land O'Lakes, something. Holy smokes. Don't go out and buy the flat screen. What are you doing? You know, there's so many better things that people can do. Anyways, I'd like to thank everyone. Also, please allow me to thank the following new members to the channel. Alice Flowers, Stephen Jenny, Joe, Spokane Accountability, Frank Bredden, Gregory Jones, James Richards, I Lost My Khakis, and Tony Forlenza. Well, hey, listen, if you lost your khakis, I'll help you find one. And just because you're not a member doesn't mean I don't love you just as much, so thank you to everyone else, including the moderators that take their time out. Wymito, Wrights Crispy, Amagansett Press, Clutch Nasty, one of the original OGs, Fangirl. All you guys, you make the difference, right? So when you're at home, this is still essential. People are watching YouTube now more than ever because they have nowhere else to go. They're stuck inside their house. Go outside. Okay? We, the people, need to go outside. Take your dog for a walk. Go exercise. Listen, wash your hands fine. Take a bath in bleach and then scrub it off with the Brillo pad. Fine. For God's sakes, go out of your house. What's up, Real Jingy? What's up, brother? Go somewhere. Do something. And remember that buy food from local restaurants. That's huge. Yes, for Court America. Because they're struggling. I went into a Dunkin' Donuts today. Last story I'm going to tell. We are the world. I love that. I went into a Dunkin' Donuts today, and the girl behind the counter, I said, I really want to just say thank you. Thank you for everything you do. And she looked at me like, is this guy fucking with me right now? He's saying, I work at Dunkin' Donuts. He's saying thank you. I said, no, because right now there's people that can't go out and shop. They're afraid to leave their house. They come here, and you're giving them iced coffees and warm food. And I really appreciate that. So thank you for your service. And she was touched, and I turned to my left, and there's a cop there. And the cop says, what about me? What about my service? Pointing at his badge. And I said, how much did you pay for your service? How much did you pay for your coffee today? Oh, no, how much did you pay for your coffee today? Said nothing. I turned to the girl. I said, how much did he pay for his coffee? And she goes, well, he's a cop. Oh, he's a cop. So you're accepting bribery in an official capacity. Because you're a cop, you get free things from the store in exchange for protection? Sounds like racketeering. The mob got locked up for that. Apparently cops don't. And I said, wow, that's really incredible. You get free shit. Just so everybody knows, people can't go to funerals unless you're a cop. If you're a cop, then line the streets, make a parade, give them free coffee while you're quarantined in your fucking house. We really thank the police. Thanks, Clutch. We thank the police for their service. And I walk out and he's parked in a fucking handicap space. Get out of your house. Absolutely, Jingy. Last story is a heartwarming solid from Dunkin' Donuts. Still got the coffee. It wanted to come on the live stream and say thank you for your support. Oh, we thank all you guys, all right? Every single one of you. And if you've lost someone to COVID, our hearts are with you. Our prayers are with you. All right? If you have COVID, our thoughts are with you. Our prayers are with you. And if you're all around just scared of this fucking thing, just know that you're not alone. We're all out there. We're all in this together. We are the world. Excellent. Excellent. Well done, Udo. And I'm learning that from you. Because you guys are super brave. Super brave. So you know what? Yes, if you do have COVID, stay at home. That's true. You definitely need to social distance if you have COVID. Listen, but they're saying everything is COVID right now. Thank you, Tangelo. They're saying everything's COVID, right? I could probably walk by a crime scene and someone shot dead from a carjacking, and I say to the police, "What happened?" He goes, "They died of COVID." Yeah, someone said last night in the live stream, they're like, "Yeah, 2 people got in a car accident. They died of COVID." This happened just before the show today. LOL, too funny. You attract these people. This happened not right before, a couple hours before. Udo has it from his father. Listen, stick together. And, you guys are all on here showing me support and showing that you're out there. And people like Record America, AP, Hoosier News Now. You guys are out there setting the tone. Subscribe to these people. It's a pandemic, right? But they're still out there, and they're fine. They're healthy. And that's the reason that they stopped you today. Mark's Rights first, right on time. See you next time. Appreciate y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. Become a member today. And remember, guys, it's better to live on your feet than to die on your knees. It's better than to die on your... No. It's better than to live on your feet than to die on your knees. How does it go? It's better to die... It's better to die... It's better to die on your feet than live on your knees. Yes! I did it! We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.